Yeah, breaking is really difficult to explain because you cannot really name it. Like you cannot say breaking is a sport, or you cannot really put a stamp on it because it's so many things at the same time. Um, but yeah, it's founded in the Bronx in the early 70s, and it started as a dance that also brought the solution. Like instead of fighting, they could resolve things with dancing. Um, so so yeah, you have all these categories underneath breaking. So you have the foundation, and you have power moves. That's what most people know breaking for, like head spins, back spins, windmills, um, everything that flies and that spins. And then you have footwork, which is basically the core of breaking. And that's when you're on your hands and your feet, when you dance with your hands and your feet on the floor. Um, and I think this is the most special thing about breaking, because that's the thing you see that you don't see in any other discipline. Like footwork is really traditional. That's 100% breaking, because some power moves you'll find back in gymnastics. Um, some of the dance moves you'll find back in salsa. But footwork is really that's the core of breaking.
It's this relationship with the floor that
Yeah,
you don't really see, where guys literally get down on the floor.
yeah,
When you never saw that really in a dance style
yeah.
ever.
So yeah, I think breaking is the first dance that actually went down to the floor. Um, and then you have your top rocks. That's when you dance on your feet. Um, and then you have freezes. So that's when you stick momentums. Um, so I think the first years of you as a b-boy, it's all about understanding this foundation. So you start to learn a little bit of each aspect, and you don't need to learn everything. It's impossible. But you figure out, how does my body work? Where's my flexibility? What do I pick up easily? Where is my qualities?
Also, you have a new relationship with pain in the beginning, and you find out how bad you want it.
Yeah,
Because like my fingers hurt for a long time,
yeah,
and like because to get these moves on the ground, and even my knees and ankles, they were all telling me to stop.
yeah,
And because I wasn't used to supporting all my weight on my wrists and my fingers and my elbows,
yeah,
and if I didn't know I had to push through it, I would have stopped.
yeah. Yeah, it definitely gives you some little pains in the beginning. Everybody knows the windmill spot.
I have a
Like
scar on my back.
everybody, that means you're the b-boy scar.
It's like the size of a quarter,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's just all raw and
Like
white.
every b-boy had this in their
It used
beginning.
to bleed through my shirt. My wife would be like, "What are you doing?"
Nice, that means you're on the right way.
Cool.
So yeah, it's all about like learning these basics, and at the same time you learn about the history of the dance. And
Which was born out of kind of this urban struggle and malaise and this compression of poverty and expression. It was happening in the Bronx and New York
yeah,
City, and then also with a combination of kind of DJing, and then the guys being able to play these records where there would be these kind of break beats,
yeah.
right? Where there would be no singing, and at these kind of house parties and these DJ parties in the Bronx.
So a lot of, like, for example, a soul number or a funk number can have like a quiet part, and then at some point it comes the break, and the break is when it's like ba-doom ba ba-boom ba, and that moment the DJ he would cut that up and he would put it on repeat, and he would scratch it in a way that is just the break being played all the time, and that's when the b-boys come out, and that's when they started to break.
Right.
So b-boy means break boy.
And they would do their top rock to kind of clear some space usually,
Yeah.
because early on the groundwork became part of it, right? And so to do
Yeah.
that, they would kind of do this top rock and then get on the ground, and I guess during the breaks they would let the b-boys do their thing,
Yeah.
right? And everybody would kind of clear out.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, it was this way to fight without fighting, the way to display prowess, just like they
Yeah.
do with the hakas down in New Zealand. This is
Yeah.
just doing it with dancing, right?
Yeah, yeah. You can get all your like emotions in you can put all your emotions in it.
right?
For
Show
sure.
how fresh you are, show your style, show your athleticism, show
Yeah.
your aggressiveness,
Everything, yeah.
intimidation, lack of intimidation.
Humor, you know, there's a lot of people that have a
Humor.
lot of humor, and you see it back in their dance as well.
Right. Yeah, good point. Yeah. And then so the music comes with it, graffiti and other artistic expression kind of all is rolled up in a lot of the similar culture, right?
Yeah. So I think that's why breaking is a very good foundation in life, I think, in general. Is because it's involved with so many things around it.
It's funny because I had Crazy Legs in here.
Yeah.
And again, Crazy Legs was one of the original guys. I mean, he
Yeah.
was there. You could see him back in the day. He's being interviewed on like David Letterman. He was in the movie Flashdance in the beginning. And then he was basically a stand-in stunt double for the girl when she's doing the backspin in the end. That's actually Crazy Legs with a wig on him. And you can see him because he's all skinny in there. And so, but you know, it's weird for him because he was this kid in the Bronx doing this expression, and now there's this young kid from Holland that's taken a style he did out of necessity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a strange thing, right?
Yeah, and I think for him it was a way out of doing negative stuff and like a way to break out of the ghetto. And for me it's in a way to escape the normal 9 to 6 life. It's a way to be free for me. Like I never felt like an office job or anything was something for me, and I never knew which direction I wanted to go to, and breaking offered me that freedom.